By the end of this video, you'll know why your slides feel overloaded, even when the content's right, and how to fix that problem without dumbing anything down. Most of us realize our slides are too detailed. So there's lots of advice out there. Shift from text to bullet points. One idea per slide. Simplify your data visuals. It's all good advice, but it actually doesn't solve what's causing the problem. If you want to actually make your slides more effective, you have to understand the root of the problem. And you have to fix that. It's simple, really. Your slides are trying to do too many jobs at the same time. I've seen this across PhDs, postdocs, faculty talks, conference presentations. It's the same pattern again and again. Slides are trying to carry the entire talk on their own, and that's not their job. So I want to talk to you about 3 things that will allow you to make the shift you need to be more effective. The first is where this habit actually comes from. Second is why it quietly makes your talk harder to follow. And the third is what to do instead when you're preparing your next presentation. Let's deal with the origin first. Your slides are overloaded because you copied the wrong model. Most academics learn presenting in one specific context, a classroom lecture, where you were sitting in a chair watching. And the lecture slides do multiple jobs. They remind the speaker what to say. They hold key information for students. They act as study material for later. So naturally they become dense. They have to. Think about a typical lecture you've given or attended. Full sentences on the slide, definitions, references, sometimes entire paragraphs. Because you might not have taught that lecture since last semester. You need the slides to help remind you what to cover. And your students need something to review before the exam. So the slides become notes for both you and them. And if you're a PhD or postdoc, you've spent most of your time on the receiving end of this transaction. You know when you needed the slides as notes for the exam. So you actually learn to appreciate the professor who gets everything on there in case your mind wandered when they were talking, or in case you missed a class and needed to know what was said. But here's the deal. An academic presentation, it's not a classroom lecture. So give your slides one job only. Support what you are saying right now. Not remind you what to say, not act as a handout, not prepare someone for an exam. If you need notes, use speaker notes or an outline. If your audience needs detail, give them a paper or a summary after. But during your talk, your slides should only be there to help people in the audience follow your thinking in real time. And the reason this is so important is because when slides try and do everything, your audience actually stops listening. People can't read dense slides and listen to you at the same time, so they make a choice. And most of the time, they actually choose the slides, which means your voice just becomes background noise. You've seen this. Presenter puts up a dense slide, the room goes quiet, everyone squints at the slide and starts reading. The presenter keeps talking, often speeding up slightly, just trying to get through it. And it doesn't matter what the speaker's doing because no one's actually listening to them. They're trying to get through the slide too. Best case, some people are reading slides, not listening to the presenter. Others are maybe listening to the presenter, but not looking at the slide. But that's not actually a shared experience. That's a split experience. And that's the best case. The more common case, most people just tune out because they're confused or overwhelmed. And you know what? They can just read the slides later when you told them, oh, sure, I'll send them to you. But they never actually do. So your presentation just became a giant missed opportunity. Instead of people learning about you and what you do, it's just another moment at a conference people forget before the next coffee break. So create a simple rule for when you build slides. Replace paragraphs with a single idea. Use visuals or simple phrases instead of explanations. Let your voice carry the detail. Now when you're presenting, people are paying attention to you. I was just at the McGill 3-minute thesis competition yesterday. I coached all the finalists. It's the highest attended, watched graduate student research event every year. It's also the best. And you know what? There's a simple rule. One slide only for the entire talk. The audience glances at it. Sometimes the speaker refers to it and directs our attention to it. Mostly it just sits there. Truth is, no one really cares about the slide. They care about what the speakers are saying. Now, that's obviously the extreme. Research talks don't need to go that far. But learn the lesson. Your talk's not about your slides. It's about your talk. The slide should simply be there to help support what you're saying. One job, help the audience understand you, not some parallel track where the audience has to choose. Just support for them as they need it. One more thing. This isn't an individual mistake. It's a system everyone's copying. If you look around academia, most presentations follow the same pattern. Dense slides, too much text, too many roles. So it feels normal. When something feels normal, we stop questioning it. You go to a conference, 10 talks in an afternoon, different topics, different speakers. The slides all kind of look the same. And because everyone is doing it, it feels like the correct way, even if it makes every talk harder to follow. Most people just cave into this pressure to conform. But what happens if you see it for the opportunity that it is? The opportunity to present better than what others are doing. The opportunity for your research talk to be the one that people remember. The opportunity for you to be the one that people remember. So instead of copying what's common, switch the model from slides as documents to slides as visual support for a live explanation. That leads to the very practical changes we've talked about in the beginning. But now you know why they matter and why they work. And now you'll be willing to take the risk to be a bit different. So give it a try. One idea or theme per slides, fewer words than you feel comfortable, fewer thoughts than seem necessary. Remember, as you're doing this, you're not removing content from your presentation. You're removing distraction from people listening to it. Try thinking about the problem this way. Most people's slides are too detailed because they're trying to replicate what they're saying, but that's the wrong approach. You just need slides that help the audience understand what you're saying, not replicate. So before your next talk, go through your slides and ask, is this slide for me or my audience? Is this to help them understand, or is it an alternative to listening? Make it for them, make it augment your speaking. Present better than the way most people do. Then your research will have a bigger impact, and doors will open as people realize the importance of the work you do and the skill with which you do it. If you want some help making this shift, check out the program I've built for PhDs and postdocs just like you, ones who know the way presentations has traditionally been done in academia isn't the best way to do them. The ones who want to learn to present better because they know better presenters get rewarded with more opportunities. Opportunities you've earned and opportunities you deserve.